Alrighty, welcome to today's tropical weather update. And tropical storm it's 95L has officially formed right here. A lot for north. Now they didn't expect it to form out here, but apparently it could form a 95L. So this has been a disturbance since a while now, as it has been moving in that general direction right now. Now currently, there's a 40% chance up from 20% yes today. Basically, it's been going 40 to 20. We were at 10, then 20, then 40, and then back to 20, and now we're back up to 40. Here's what the system is expected to head. Something a little bit like that is expected next couple of days, if not moving pretty much straight north, but we could be seeing some impacts. Now, this system is a lot for north, but tropical development is possible. We could be seeing subtropical system Dolly with this. Here's what the National Hurricane has to say. It has become better organized today, and if that recent development continues, then a short-lived subtropical depression or subtropical storm could form later today or tonight, but it is expected to weaken as it moves into cold water. So they've put that 40% chance of formation. Now, as we head into tropical tidbits, again, here's that 95 winds of 30 knots, which is good enough to be a tropical depression. Most models don't bring it to tropical storm status. Only 2 of those models do bring it to tropical storm status, which brings it like a 20%, not even, of getting those tropical storm force winds. But still possibility for this to be subtropical depression. Here's what it does look like currently trying to wrap around, and is looking, like the National Hurricane Center said, a lot better in those later frames. As you can see, it is looking a lot better with that exposed center of circulation, kind of like those subtropical storms do. And then it's looking less subtropical than the previous days. In the previous days, we had that center, and then we just had a big band like just coming out that way. Now it looks like it is wrapping around. Not a lot of convection though, but it does look like it's going to be wrapping around the center. So it is looking a little bit much more better organized and less subtropical. But winds of 30 knots per hour, 30 knots. So satellite imagery, again, not much to talk about there. If we do go to the Atlantic wide here, again, you can see that system was almost dead. And then it just completely, look at those later front. I'm going to circle it for you guys if you can't see it very well. All right, here's that system right here. Okay, so now you can see, look how much it has reformed a lot better. By the way, we're not watching any other area, as that Saharan dust is actually coming into the Caribbean as we speak right now, and it's later going to be moving into the United States, which is going to be making for some very nice sunsets and with some poor air quality. Lots of convection here in Texas and Louisiana, but that's not sorry. Also expected to develop into anything at the moment. Looking at analysis tools, again, we can see where those we can really see it's around it's still in very cold waters at that moment. It's in pretty cold waters. The 3.4 continues to stay neutral, the 3.4 region. That's quite interesting right there. But going to the first models now, most models don't really show it really formed quite yet. But here's the GFS. Again, you can see that system, broad area of disturbed weather with a center of circulation. That's that area right here. Doesn't really show that low pressure system itself, but it does show that broad area, and then it does dissipate out in about 40 hours according to this model. Now, if you look for some potential development later on, not much really. Some potential development with those tropical waves coming off the shore, but really nothing expected to develop. Oh, my bad, I take that back. We do have one system that could be expected to develop right here in that subtropical area of the Atlantic. So we could be looking out for this in the next 300 hours. Let's see if the CMC also shows that system. And it does look like the CMC also shows that system. Doesn't look too tropical, though. It could just be a front or a subtropical system. But it does look like we might potentially get something with this system right here. where they as it's going to be potentially forming in the next couple of days. So that's pretty, or weeks, or yeah, days. That's pretty interesting to see. Other than that, we're also going to be getting a potential second crossover, believe it or not. So it looks like things will be heating up as we get into the beginning parts of July. We're going to be getting. I've been marking this. I've been saying for a while that we were going to be seeing a second crossover with the system, and I was saying that the system was going to from right here and cross over into the Gulf of Mexico. So I was predicting this, and it does look like that's going to become real. And the GFS does show a tropical storm landfall in Mexico. If it does actually reform out, it does show. And then we get a third system off the coast of uh, coming off the coast right here, and then potentially moving north, kind of like this system we're looking at right now. So that's going to be three systems if all those systems do develop, 3 to 4 systems in the next 2 weeks or so. So that would be if Dolly forms with that system, and that'll be Cristobal, Edward, and 2 other systems. So we could be getting a very active July now. Right now, we don't. It does not seem we're going to be getting any land threat. We also have potential fifth system in the Caribbean. I was saying we would get something in the Caribbean, and that it doesn't look like that could be a possibility with those two. By the way, 2 or 3 conjecting system here. So we're gonna have to see if that does end up happening or not. It is way too far to tell quiet, so don't panic or anything because it is way, 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 way too far to find that out quiet yet. But we do know that we're gonna be getting a July with very good conditions for development. In terms of shear map, where that 95L is currently located, it's in relatively 5. It's in pretty slow shear right now. As you can see, much of that main development area right now, the entirety of the Gulf and the Caribbean is in those unfavorable conditions, even in the main development region, which is why we're not seeing any development. But that system right now, it's in relatively pretty good conditions. But as it moves north, it's going to be getting in those worse conditions the next couple of days. But at the moment, it looks like it is in those pretty good conditions right now, except of the cold weather. It looks like it could be definitely forming as we speak right now. Only a 50% chance, really, if you think about it. But we could be still seeing that potential development. Now, what you're seeing on screen right now is me going on the boo. He shows really. I like looking at what he does post. So that's what you're seeing at the moment right now. But look at the boo here. So let's see here. Not too much going on. Let's see here. So here's that area. See, just into another crossover. That's what I was talking about in just 10 days. So second crystal ball. That's what the 12Z run showing. That crossover right here with that system crossing over in the Gulf. So that is what I was showing with that second crossover that he's talking about. So we're just gonna have to see. Icon only runs out. And so we could be seeing this again, that second crossover. It also shows a lot of moisture, which is what I was talking about. Lots of moisture and rain in the Caribbean. So it does seem like we're agreeing with that. So we're just going to have to see how that does end up happening or not. Again, just this moisture and stuff. But it does look like we could be seeing a second crystal-like system with that crossover potentially affecting anyone on the Gulf Coast. Really could be on the watch out for that potential system. Oops. We're just gonna have to see how that does end up happening. Anyways, thanks for watching. I'm having a pretty bad storm, so that's why if you're hearing. And this is 95.